Most people trying to make money with AI right now are going to fail. Not because they aren't smart enough, but because they are focused on the wrong thing entirely. Everyone is racing to learn the latest tools, master prompt engineering, or build agents. And all of that is becoming worthless because AI is getting better at doing those things every single week. Almost 3 years ago, my co-founder and I started an AI company. We have now completed over 50 AI projects, worked with billion-dollar enterprises, and generated over $600,000 in the process. I can tell you from doing this over 50 times, the people making the most money with AI aren't the most technical. They are doing something completely different from what every YouTube guru is teaching right now. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you the only skill that actually matters in the age of AI. I'm going to break down exactly how we do it, the framework, the real client stories, but to get there, you need to understand 4 shifts first. And the first one goes against everything you have been told about how to make money with AI. The biggest mistake people make with AI is jumping straight to building. They find a business, spot something that looks like it could be automated, and directly start building a chatbot or a workflow automation. That's backwards, and it's exactly why most AI projects fail. Here is a real example. We spent 45 days inside one of Turkey's largest insurance brokerages. It was a $10,000 AI audit. We sat with 10 different departments, and the biggest problems we found had nothing to do with AI. They were pre-AI problems. There was duplicate data everywhere, broken handoffs between teams. Employees created workarounds because the systems didn't talk to each other. That single audit projected $498,000 in savings in the first year. Not because we built anything, but because we diagnosed what was actually broken. After doing this over 50 times, we realized there's a pattern. Every single business has 3 layers you need to understand before you touch AI. Layer 1 is systems. Where does information live? How does it move? Is there one source of truth or 5 versions that conflict? Most businesses we walk into have data scattered across spreadsheets, emails, CRMs, and someone's personal notes. You can't build AI on top of that. It's like building a race car for a track full of potholes. The speed isn't the problem, but the road is. Let's move into layer 2, team. How do people actually work day to day? Where are the workarounds? In almost every company we have audited, employees have built their own unofficial processes because the official ones don't work. These aren't lazy people. They are like hikers who found the official trail washed out, so they carved their own path through the woods. If you don't understand those paths, your AI solution will get ignored. Layer 3, AI. This is where everyone wants to start, but AI only works when layer 1 and 2 are clean. AI is like gasoline. Pour it on good fire and you get massive efficiency. Pour it on a bad fire and you just burn money faster. Most people are pouring gasoline without checking what they're pouring it on. Now, I know someone's going to say, but can't you just use AI to figure out what's broken? The answer is no, because the problems aren't in the data. They are in the habits, the workarounds, the things people do that they have stopped questioning. You can't automate what you don't understand. You can only make it faster. So diagnosing first changes everything, but knowing how to find problems is only half of the picture, because most people trying to sell AI are selling the wrong thing entirely. My co-founder Ali and I learned this the painful way. When we started Monk, we did what every YouTube guru tells you to do. We built chatbots, we did outreach, we pitched tools to businesses who didn't ask for them. I sent 200 cold emails in 1 week, got 3 replies, and all said not interested. We had no clear offer, no proven process, and no differentiation. We were competing with thousands of freelancers, building the same automations for less money. Then one day, we asked ourselves a question that changed everything. What do businesses actually want? Not what we want to sell them. What do they actually want? And the answer was dead simple. They don't want a chatbot. They don't want an automation. What they want is clarity. They want someone to walk in, look at their entire operation and say, here is where AI will save you the most money. Here is the order to do it, and here is what to ignore. That's it. It's the difference between a doctor and a pharmacist. A pharmacist hands you whatever someone prescribes. A doctor diagnoses the problem, creates a treatment plan, and then decides what you need. And who gets paid more? The doctor, because the value is in the diagnosis, not the prescription. AI consulting is the only online business model where you get paid to think. You get paid for the clarity you bring to someone else's business. And the demand is exploding because every company knows they need AI, but almost none of them know where to start. This is like starting a marketing agency in 2012. The demand is massive, the buyers are confused, and the people who position themselves as trusted AI advisors right now will own this market for the next decade. So you diagnose first and sell clarity instead of tools. But here is what separates the people charging $2,000 from the people charging $50,000 for the same type of work. But first, if you're watching this and thinking, I want to do this, but I don't even know where to start, we have been helping over 50 people start and scale their own AI consulting businesses using these exact frameworks. People like Scott, an ex-Big Four consultant who closed a £30,000 deal within weeks. Or John, who was 22, had no consulting experience and closed his first 2.5k audit just 5 days after his first session with us. If you want to build a premium AI consulting business with Monk as your partner, I would love to invite you to schedule a call with us to see how we can help you scale and whether this is the right fit. Link is in the description. Now back to the third shift. If you compete on price, you have already lost. AI tools are getting cheaper every single day. Automations are getting easier to build every week. If your value is I build things fast, you're in a race to the bottom against software that doesn't sleep. One of our coaching clients, Scott, came from the Big Four. He had years of consulting experience. When he started his AI business, he did what everyone else does. He tried to sell workflows and automations. He would pitch to companies and they would say, that's interesting, but it's not our priority right now. And he would just accept it, hang up, and move on. It just didn't work. A Big Four trained consultant struggling to differentiate himself from the freelancers on Fiverr. Then something clicked. He stopped selling tools and started selling the journey. Education first, then an audit, and then the implementation. He stopped being the handyman who shows up when something's broken and became the advisor companies actually listen to. Within months, he closed a £30,000 contract with a company over 100 employees. And here is the part that matters. They haven't even started the audit phase yet. They are paying him for governance and training first because they trust his judgment about what to do and when to do it. That's premium positioning. Think of it like building a house. A handyman shows up when something breaks, fixes the leak, patches the wall, and gets paid by the hour. An architect designs the whole building before a single brick gets laid. They decide what goes where, what supports what, and what's going to last. The handyman works inside someone else's plan. The architect creates the plan. Now answer, who gets paid more? Who has more control? Who do people trust with bigger projects? The AI space right now is full of handymen. People are racing to build the fastest chatbot, the cheapest automation, the most impressive demo, and they're all competing with each other on price. The architects are the ones sitting across CEOs saying, before we build anything, let me show you what your company actually needs. And they are charging 10x, 20x more for it. So you diagnose first, sell clarity, and position as premium. But there is one more shift, and it's the one AI will never be able to replace. In a world where AI can generate anything, trust is the only thing that actually matters. Anyone can build a demo. Anyone can put together a slide deck with AI-generated insights. It's the single biggest competitive advantage you can have. Here is what I mean. When we do audits, we don't show up on day one with recommendations. We don't walk in with a slide deck pretending we already know the answers. We show up with questions. We sit with the actual teams. We watch how people really work, not how the CEO thinks they work. By the time we present our findings, leadership doesn't push back. They don't second guess us because we have earned the right to recommend change by first understanding what's actually happening on the ground. That approach is what we teach every person who joins our coaching program. For example, Renaud, 22, from Switzerland. He had a web development background with no AI experience. He joined our coaching program, learned our framework, and within weeks he landed his first AI audit client. But here is the part part that matters. He told us that the best part wasn't even the money. It was the reactions on people's faces when he showed them the audit results. They would look at him and say, "How did you find this? We have been working here 4 years and never even saw it." That reaction, that's trust being built in real time. He has now generated over $50,000 in revenue, all built on showing up, asking the right questions, and earning credibility before recommending anything. Martin and his brother joined with a sales background. Within 30 days, they landed a project with a company over 600 employees. Not because they were the most technical, but because they asked the best questions and the client trusted their process. Everyone in the AI space right now is obsessed with speed. Ship fast, build fast, close fast. But the businesses writing the biggest checks, they are looking for someone who slows down, asks the right questions, and gets it right. Here is what most people don't understand. AI tools are getting commoditized. Every month, something new comes out that makes the last thing cheaper and easier. But trust compounds. The more clients you work with, the deeper your reputation gets. The more proof you accumulate, the easier the next client comes. Trust is the one thing AI can't automate, and it's the one thing that makes you impossible to replace. Now, if you have followed along this far, you have got 4 shifts. Each one of those is valuable on its own, but when you put all 4 together, something bigger clicks, and that's the real skill. The only skill you need to succeed in the age of AI is learning to be the AI architect, not the AI handyman. The handyman builds whatever someone asks for. Chatbots, workflows, automations, they get paid by the task. They compete on speed and price. And every time AI gets better, their value goes down. But the architect does something AI can't do. They walk into a business, see the full picture, diagnose the real problems, design a transformation plan, and direct the entire implementation from strategy to execution. They don't build the house. They design the blueprint that makes the house worth building. That's what those 4 shifts were about. Diagnosing before you automate. That's how the architect sees the full picture. Selling clarity instead of tools. That's how the architect gets hired. Positioning as premium. That's how the architect gets paid what they are worth. And finally, building trust. That's how the architect becomes irreplaceable. This is exactly what Ali and I figured out after wasting months doing it the wrong way. We stopped being handyman. We stopped building chatbots nobody asked for. We started thinking like architects. And that shift took us from broke to 50K a month. It took us from cold outreach to billion-dollar clients reaching out to us. Not because we became better at AI tools, but because we became better at thinking. The AI tools are going to keep changing. What's cutting edge today will be free tomorrow. The models, the platforms, the workflows, all of it will be different in a year. But the ability to walk into any business, understand what's actually broken, design a plan to fix it, and earn enough trust to lead the transformation, that's going to be permanent. That's the skill you need. Everything else is temporary. You don't need an AI degree. You don't need to write code. The hardest skill is to understand how businesses actually work. The rest is a learnable framework. If you want to build a premium AI consulting business with Monk as your partner, I would love to invite you to schedule a call with us to see how we can help you scale and whether this is the right fit. Link is in the description. Remember, AI doesn't reward the best builders, it rewards the best thinkers. So start designing.